if these are killing us. No, they will not ban the sale. They want to hit us as hard as they can. They want to take us to the limit. What's the most we can tax people, but they'll still smoke because they want the money. What do most people do? You know, most people when they get off work, and I'm talking about low and middle class people. There's some rich, guys who like to smoke their cigars, and I have no problem with that. I don't have any problem with anybody who smokes. I may argue with you about something else, but not tobacco. But, the middle class guy, he comes home, had a hard day at the factory, had a hard day at the convenience store, a hard day at the bank, wherever he works. In this day and age, if you're lucky enough to have a job. Yeah, I know down where I work at the smoke shop, we get lawyers, we get doctors, we get policemen, politicians, we get all these people who come in to buy their cigars. And if this truly was a dangerous product, they would ban the sale of it. But these people who come in, now, they smoke to relax. I smoke a cigar to relax. I just had a nice breakfast, done a little bit. I made this video, and a little bit I'm going to sit back and relax and watch a movie called North Fork. And see what that's all about. But they're taxing the middle class. It's a new tax. I don't give a shit what Obama said about it. I'm not going to raise taxes. You will not see your taxes go up, you Mr. Middle Class people who make under $75,000 a year. But he didn't bother to say, oh, unless you smoke, then you're going to see your tobacco tax go up 98%. Because the state does it too. The state of Kentucky does it. I'm back in Indiana, thank God. But the state of Kentucky raised a tax on tobacco. On the federal government raised a tax on tobacco. And this is how ironic. We want to pay for health insurance for kids who can't afford health insurance. So who do we attack? People who are dying anyway from a product that the government says is killing us. I think smoke-related deaths is like if you're in a fire and you inhale smoke and you die. I don't think anybody, seriously, I don't give a shit what anybody says. I will challenge you to prove to me absolute concrete proof that anyone has died from smoking. Prove it. Show me the proof. Send me the proof. My email address is howlinblind@yahoo.com. So send me that. Anyway, the FDA now, Food and Drug Administration, one of the most honest and most uncorrupt group of people in Washington, they are going to start regulating tobacco. It's bullshit. The FDA. Now, these are the same people who will not allow on, and talk about truth in advertising. You got to put the list of products, list what's in that product. American people have a right to know what's in that product, but the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, will not let on the package be known to the American people if there are steroids in growth hormones and steroids in their food. If Monsanto, I can't think of her name, she's a subscriber here, she's got some really nice videos on Monsanto. If Monsanto decides we want to genetically modify this seed so that now we grow a humongous tomato, and of course they don't tell you about the flaws that happened before that, and what happens when you eat this food and how sick you get and everything. But they won't allow that. The FDA, they don't want you to know you got that in it. But damn it, you better know of every little drop of nicotine that's in a cigarette or a cigar. And I say shame on you, cigarette companies who put added nicotine. Because nicotine is a drug, and you can get addicted to nicotine. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You can get addicted to nicotine. It's not the tobacco you're getting addicted to, you know. It's the nicotine. The nicotine is dragging. And you think, well, where did I get that? Oh, I only get it from smoking a cigarette. Well, you know, that's why people, to quit smoking, put nicotine patches on their arms. Nicotine patches is a safe alternative to cigarettes. Come on. Nicotine gum, come on. Take the nicotine out, and smoking's okay as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, I'm all over the freaking place right now. So I don't know where to start. I don't know, you know, the government has decided to attack the American people. It's our government has decided to attack the American people. You know, first with the bailouts, okay, America's not, you know, in debt enough. Let's put them more in debt. The American people are not strapped enough. Let's strap them some more with some more debt. Let's raise their taxes more. I mean, people, how do you think this $700 billion, this $800 billion money is going to get paid back to the Federal Reserve Bank? They want their money, and they're going to come and get it. They want it, you know, and the IRS is their collection agency, and there's no connection with the government. They're just an outside entity. You got to find that out. You got to know that's a fact. It's as if a household finance was loaning the money to the government. The other thing is, the Federal Reserve is the only people who has the right to make it. If they hadn't signed, you know, I don't want to get into it, but if they hadn't signed the Federal Reserve back in 1913 and the IRS and all that stuff, we would be on a different monetary system and not paying any interest at all. Anyway, man, I tell you, I just don't know where to start. The government is attacking the American people, you know, with all this debt. Then they say, you know, let's do things to shut businesses down. A good example, Louisville, Kentucky, and I know you've got one in your city. You've got a smoking ban, okay? Now, if you ever frequent bars and restaurants and things like that, and I see this in restaurants that never allowed smoking. Over here, well, they had a smoking section, but business used to be booming. You know, whereas it used to be on a Friday and Saturday night was the only time you saw people in a restaurant eating. It used to be every night of the week. They were busy, man. They were busy. Well, they passed the smoking ban, you know, and you don't have all these non-smokers taking up the slack for the smokers who are not going in. And then so the businesses go down, you know. I don't want to mention any businesses by name. If you're in Louisville, Kentucky, you know which ones I'm talking about. I talk about the downtown bars, the outskirts bars. When I used to go in those on Friday and Saturday nights, they were packed. And yes, there were people drinking, and when they drank, they liked to smoke. Me, I love to go out and I drink my soft drink. I smoke a cigar, and I listen to great bands like Hellfish and Blues Town and Stella V's and some of these great bands in Louisville, great local talent. Well, I think, okay, now, when I go out, if I want to smoke my cigar, I got to go outside and sit out there. Well, then I'm not going to hear the band. You know, I can sit at home and listen to the Chess Story on CD and smoke my cigar and drink my soft drink, and I don't have to go anywhere.